Why don't you get the fuck out of here? Otherwise, you're gonna start having to pay me fucking double.
The movie kicks off with a guy walking through the city. This dude is Jake Hunter, once part of the U.S. military's elite squad. After leaving the army, he started working as a mercenary. One morning, Jake shows up at this rough bar called Sultan C, way out on the edge of town. He grabs a few beers and casually scans the room like he's expecting someone. While he's sipping his drink, a stripper flirts with him and starts asking questions. At first, Jake doesn't say much, but eventually he mentions he's from Vegas. His quiet, suspicious vibe draws the attention of Bobby Nichols, a cocky young guy and the bar owner's son.
Why don't you get the fuck out of here? Otherwise, you're gonna start having to pay me fucking double.
The fight gets out of control until Bobby's dad, Ben Nichols, shows up with a few off-duty cops in tow. Ben's no small-time guy. He's rich, connected, and has half the city's crooked police force in his pocket. He gets Jake locked up and dragged to the police station. In the interrogation room, Jake stays quiet while Ben and his dirty cops try to squeeze info out of him. Ben doesn't like strangers coming to town, especially ones who rough up his son. But then Ben's sister, Maggie, calls to remind him about a dinner plan, so he leaves the room.
I gotta run. To be continued.
Okay.
Whoa! What the fuck is going on in here? Stop it right now! You guys should go. This isn't protocol.
Luckily, the police chief, Kim, steps in before things get worse. She kicks the crooked cops out and apologizes to Jake, even uncuffing him. Jake seizes the moment.
You know who those guys are?
I don't give a shit.
Meanwhile, Ben is at home eating dinner with Maggie and Bobby. During the meal, Ben brings up Jake again. When he finds an old photo of Bobby's ex-girlfriend in Jake's stuff, things get weird. Bobby swears he doesn't know why Jake had the picture or what his connection her might be. On his way to Ben's house, Jake remembers a chat he once had with an old teammate, Murphy, his former captain in the military. Murphy had left the mercenary game, and Jake had mentioned wanting to do the same so he could have a peaceful life with his daughter. Jake checks the back of the stolen police car and finds some weapons. Right as he's about to keep moving, he gets a message from Kim urging him to surrender. But Jake refuses. He's on a mission to find his daughter, Melissa, who's been missing for weeks. Back in the city, Ben and Maggie are having a business meeting with a shady partner named Greenberg. They're discussing a massive underground water project that could earn them billions. After the meeting, Maggie heads home while Ben stays outside for a smoke. That's when Jake shows up out of nowhere, gun in hand.
I'm here for your son. You are one ballsy fuck, aren't you?
Where the fuck is my daughter?
Who?
Melissa, that's her bracelet.
Bobby, get back in the house.
Dad, we can fucking take this guy. Fucking shoot him. I didn't want to hurt her.
Bobby, get back in the house now!
What do you want me to do, huh?
What the fuck did you just say?
I didn't want to do anything.
He's out there! That piece of shit!
But Ben's crew of dirty cops is right behind him. A wild gunfight breaks out among the tall trees. While all this chaos unfolds, Stone reaches out to another cop, Barlett, asking him to help track Jake down, but warns him not to tell Chief Kim. When Barlett arrives, the two head back into the fields and come across the bodies of their fellow officers. Barlett panics and decides to go back for backup, but Stone insists they press on. Just as Barlett turns to leave, Jake pops up and nearly kills him. Barlett begs Jake to let him go.
You work with Kim?
Yes, she's my partner.
You go back to Kim. You tell her I'm out here. No one else.
Jake let Barlett walk away, but gave him one condition. He had to tell Sheriff Kim that Jake was hiding out in Ben's Date Palm Fields. Barlett nodded and quietly made his way back to the station, where he secretly passed the info to Kim. Later that night, Stone came out of the field empty-handed. No sign of Jake. Around the same time, Greg, a nervous business partner, rushed over to Ben and begged him to keep everything quiet. If the news got out, investors might back out, and they couldn't afford that kind of hit. Meanwhile, Jake was bleeding badly and took shelter in a small shack deep in the plantation. He dug the bullet out himself and tried patching up the wound. While lying there in pain, old memories of Melissa, his daughter, came flooding back. She had always felt ignored, left behind by a dad who was more married to his job than his family. Thinking about all those lost moments tore him apart, and for the first time in a long while, Jake broke down crying. The next morning, Murphy, Jake's old military buddy, landed a chopper at Ben's place. He sat down with Ben, trying to reason with him.
First, my condolences. He's not going to stop. I don't think you have any idea who you've got in that field out there.
Back in the shack, Jake was still recovering and thinking about the day he left Melissa with Bill, a close friend. She was struggling with weed addiction, and since Bill had been through the same thing, Jake figured he'd understand. But Jake dropped her off and left without any real talk. That decision haunted him. Out of nowhere, Stone and his corrupt crew found Jake's hiding spot and ambushed him.
Found you like a rat that you are, sneaking around.
Stone, you copy?
That guy deserves a fucking bullet in his fucking head. No one's bringing him in.
Thanks.
No, I'm sick of sitting around this fucking table having a civilized conversation.
How is that working out for you?
Jake called Kim and asked her to come. When she arrived, he told her everything. He needed her help to find out what Ben had done with Melissa. When Jake confronted Stone again, demanding the truth, Stone claimed Melissa overdosed and Ben finished the job by drowning her. That made Jake snap.
18 years old, brunette. Melissa! He said he loved her. Melissa, you fucking know who it was.
Bobby, get off, man. Show some manners.
Fuck your dad! And I didn't do it!
Meanwhile, Murphy showed up at the station to work with Kim. They were on the same page now: bring Ben down and get justice. Flashback to the moment Jake had gone back to Bill's house after losing contact with Melissa. Bill told him she'd left with some guy named Bobby from the Sultan Sea Bar. Bill was upset. He told Jake he should have been there when Melissa needed him most. The next day, Jake rang up Kim again. She was at the station with Murphy, who told Jake to turn himself in. But Jake couldn't do it. He still didn't have his daughter. Even if she was gone, he needed to find her and give her a proper goodbye. He asked Murphy to help him destroy Ben's whole corrupt setup. The following morning, Jake rolled into the town center with a plan to blow the lid off the whole thing. Cops tried to box him in and started shooting. Jake pulled out a machine gun and fired back. Kim, Murphy, and Bartlett showed up just in time to help. They saved Jake and got him out of there. Jake insisted on going straight to Ben's house. Meanwhile, Ben and Maggie were outside, talking when Maggie headed in, followed by Ben. But once Ben stepped inside, he found Jake already there, holding Maggie at gunpoint. Jake forced Ben to tell the truth, and Ben confessed. After Melissa overdosed, she was still breathing, but instead of helping her, he drowned her in a lake. Cold, heartless. Unbeknownst to Ben, Kim was listening in, and Jake had recorded the whole thing. They now had enough to throw Ben behind bars for good. Kim and Murphy called for backup to make the arrest. Ben panicked when he heard sirens. He thought it was his dirty cops coming, but it wasn't. Real officers showed up and cuffed him. Jake almost shot Ben right there, but Kim and Murphy talked him down. Murphy told him killing Ben wouldn't bring Melissa back. Jake finally dropped the gun and turned over all the evidence. Ben and Maggie were taken away in cuffs. Jake walked off, heavy with guilt and sorrow over everything that had happened to his little girl. But just when it seemed like it was over, the police van transporting Ben and Maggie suddenly stopped on the road. Murphy, unable to let it go, stepped in and ended it. He shot them both in the head, taking justice in his own hands. The story ends with a hard lesson. You can't be a hero to the world if you weren't one to your own child. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell if you want more stories like this. Catch you in the next one. Take care.